It's Friday night, and you know what that means. This week we found out that Malachi Black said the House didn't want Eddie Kingston. It just wanted to prove that he is corruptible. But here's a question. If the House didn't want Eddie Kingston, what about the Senate? What about another form of government all around the world? Statues crumble for me. No, I don't know what this intro is. Anyway, let's just get to it. I'm John Renton with my review of AEW Rampage. Yeah, JR, Excalibur, Tony Schiavone, and unfortunately, Don NDA Callis opened commentary because the Elite, they are carrying on their wayward sons. There'll be peace when you are done, and I am forever wrecked hearing this Kansas song because I'm going to not cry anymore. Well, nevertheless, it's the Elite, Omega, and the Bucks defending the Trios Championships against Matt Hardy, Ethan Page, and Isaiah Cassidy. I don't care about the Trios division, nothing against any of the teams involved. Nothing even against the Elite, even though I have critiqued them in the past. I just don't care because referee Rick Knox is there. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. And 15 minutes later, One Wing Angel and the BTE Trigger pins Isaiah Cassidy. There you go. That's your lot right there. Ricky Starks pre-tape. He is going to go through everybody. He is going to, go through every goddamn conceivable person. He's going to have the Garcia Guevara gauntlet, a train run on him just to get to Chris Jericho. May have misinterpreted that, but nevertheless, he wants to get out of the web of Jericho. Anyway, I really, really hope that he can because I was worried that Jericho was going to latch on to Ricky Starks and try to take away any of his popularity, and so far he has. Anyway, we then get the pre-tape with Team TNA and Giant Silva Jr. talking about Golden Globes, the Golden Globe of that Hauser, that not Wings Hauser guy. And then apparently their feud with the Best Friends and Danhausen is not over. Oh boy, be still my beating apathy. Swerve, along with Parker and Trenchmouth as I'm going to call him, are taking on Brian Pillman Jr. Fine match. Brian Pillman Jr., I forgot, still work in the company. I mean, he is teaming with Brock Anderson. That's me, on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation, which explains why I haven't seen him all that much, because I pay very little attention to those shows, because there's only so many hours in the day. But Swerve, I like Swerve as a heel. Brian Pillman Jr. showed off a little bit, but it seems like he was a step or two off. I don't know what the deal was. His knee, was targeted, kind of gave out at one point, and then even though it seemed like he might be able to pull out the victory, nope, the honkies got involved, and then DVD on the apron, top rope stomp, 1, 2, 3, there you go. Swerve wins good, and Dustin comes down with a spare turnbuckle to stop a beatdown, because Dustin's like, nope, Swerve, you will not do this. So, Malachi pre-tape, he talks about Ortiz and Eddie. No, the House didn't want Eddie, we just wanted to prove that every man is corruptible. Okay. Is what it is, I guess. I guess that's how you get yourself out of that. Speaking of getting yourself out of that, Tony Storm and Saraya, Defender of Abusiverse, the bitch that's dating a goddamn criminal of a rock star, against the Renegade Sisters. And is it Robin and Charlotte, I think? This was fine. The Renegade Sisters, good on them for getting booked more. Tony Storm's hip attack, I volunteer as tribute. God, Juice Robinson is so lucky. This is all right. Saraya does not matter anymore. Her matches don't mean anything. That match against Britt, it turned out, was in a vacuum because now Britt's a babyface because nobody really wants to cheer Saraya anymore. Storm Zero, 1, 2, 3. And then they spray paint L's in neon, with neon paint on the respective stomachs of the Renegade Sisters. Okay, now they're the loser World Order. I feel bad for saying that because I like Tony. And then we get a package on Adam Cole, baby. I hope this works out, and I hope he's able to stay healthy. Pre-tape on Daniels and Roosh. The entrances with 12 minutes left. Daniels, who's in his 30th year, and I think this is going to be his last year. And I love Daniels. I met him a few times in 2019. Great guy. Super talented. Works just as hard, whether it's in front of 5,000 to 10,000 people or 500 people like it was in Seattle. And again, very nice guy. He faced Roosh. Roosh used a 10, whatever the fuck his name is. I'm just going to call him 10 because that's just better. Press 10 Vance. Vance 10 Vada. Could call him that if I want, even though nobody will get that. Jose, the assistant, kept distracting, causing, issues. There was a cable choke during the break. Daniels does try, or get the Koji clutch on, then tries for the best moonsault ever, and knees up, and then eventually Roosh Ends up saying, you mess with the bull, you get the horns. Drop kick in the corner of the bull horns. Because he has the blood mask and everything. And there you go. Roosh gets the victory. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. If you're noticing the Rampage reviews are a little bit shorter, it's because, honestly, Rampage, even though the talents work hard, taped or live, the show just doesn't have a pop to it. It just doesn't anymore. May actually end up considering not reviewing Rampage anymore. We will see as the show goes on. Might not even be renewed by next year based on how things are going. Who knows? Agree, disagree what I said? Like, share, subscribe. Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Rickland. I'll see you soon.